Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I will be fighting a 2,000-point battle between my Deathwatch and Blood Angels and Matt's Necrons. So the story that we've got going on here is that the Blood Angels had been sent to protect this planet, and a tomb world awoken beneath it, and they commenced into a war, a massive war that had gone on for a long time, both sides suffering major casualties, and the Necrons deciding that it looked like this tomb world might fall, decided to pull out... To take out all the guns and pull all the strings, and brought out 2 C'tan Shards to try to end this battle once and for all and reclaim this planet for themselves. The Blood Angels, seeing this occurring and having already suffered major casualties in this prolonged battle that they had been fighting against the endless tide of living metal that had been coming out from this tomb world, decided to send out a call for assistance. And the Xenos Hunters themselves answered that call, and the Deathwatch sent out a force to help hopefully end this war once and for all. So both sides looking to play their final gambit to try to end this war in their favor, and we will see who wins in the end. So that's the story that we've got going on. The game that we're going to be playing is Dominate and Destroy, which is one of the Eternal War missions from the Chapter Approved. So what you have is you have 6 objectives. So we've got one here, one here, one here, one here, one over here, and then one back over here. And essentially with those objectives, you score a victory point for every objective that you hold at the end of your turn. You also get a victory point for every unit that you destroy during your turn, during your turn, whatever, when you destroy it. It doesn't matter if it's on your turn, but you get a victory point for destroying an enemy unit as well. Then there's First Blood, Slay the Warlord, and Linebreaker. So that's the story and the mission that we're going to be playing out today. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Deathwatch and Blood Angels, I'll be running a Battalion Detachment and a Vanguard Detachment. For the Vanguard Detachment, we have a Captain with a Jump Pack, a Storm Shield, and a Thunderhammer. We have a Sanguinary Ancient, and we have 2 Sanguinary Guard Squads. We have one with 4 Power Fists and Angelus Bolt Guns, and 1 5-man with 4 Encarmine Blades, 1 Encarmine Axe, and all Angelus Bolt Guns. Then for the battalion, leading it off, we have a Watchmaster and a Watch Captain with a Xeno Phase Blade and Bolt Pistol. We have 2 Intercessor Squads, 1 with 5 Intercessors and 3 Aggressors with Auto Bolt Storm Gauntlets and Fragstorm Grenade Launchers, and 1 with 5 Intercessors and 5 Hellblasters with Plasma Incinerators. We have 2 Veteran Squads, 1 5-man Veteran Squad with 3 Bolt Guns, 2 Stalker Pattern Bolt Guns, and a 10-man squad with 2 Infernus Heavy Bolters, 2 Frag Cannons, 1 Deathwatch Shotgun, and 5 Bolt Guns. We have 2 Razorbacks with twin Heavy Bolters. And last but not least, we have a Black Star with twin Las Cannon and Hurricane Bolter. And for the Necrons, he'll be running a Battalion Detachment and a Spearhead Detachment. Leading off the Battalion Detachment, we have a Cryptek with a Chronometron and an Overlord with a War Scythe. We have a 10-man squad of Immortals with Tesla Carbines. We have 2 18-man Warrior Squads. We have a squad of Destroyers with 4 normal Destroyers and 1 Heavy Destroyer. We have a 6-man Tombblade Squad with Shield Vanes, Nebula Scopes, and 2 Gauss Blasters each. Then for the Spearhead Detachment, leading it off, we have a Cryptek with a Canoptic Cloak. We have a Doomsday Arc. And last but not least, we have 2 Transcendent C'tans. All right, so those are the armies going over deployment. I have my Intercessor Squad here with the Hellblasters. Behind them there, I have my Captain with the my Watch Captain. We then have my Intercessor Squad with the Aggressors over here in the middle. Behind them, I have my Watch Master. I have the 5-man squad with the 2 Stalker pattern bolt guns up here at the water tower. I've got 2 empty Razorbacks here. I've got my Corvus Blackstar. Inside of there is the 10-man kill team with all of their fancy guns. And all of my Blood Angels are in Deep Strike Reserve. So going over deployment now for the Necrons. We have his Destroyers and the Cryptek with the Canoptic Cloak back over here. We've got Warriors for days. And we've got more Warriors for days over here. We have the Immortals standing behind them over here. Between the two, we've got the Overlord and the Cryptek with the Chronometron. We've got the 2 C'tan Shards over here. We've got the Doomsday Arc back over here. And we've got the Tomb Blades over here. That's deployment. As of right now, the Deathwatch and Blood Angels will actually be going first. Unless you can seize the initiative, looking for a 6. No, does not get the 6. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Deathwatch here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Deathwatch here on turn 1. These guys moved up over here. These guys advanced up over this way. My Watchmaster actually didn't advance, he just moved up. These guys up here stood still. This Razorback stood still. This Razorback moved up. And my Corvus Blackstar moved up over that way. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. Start of the shooting phase, my Intercessor squad here is going to fire. The only ones that can fire are going to be the aggressors. Because they advanced, they get to fire without penalty. And they're going to fire into his warrior squad there on the left. The regular Intercessors, because they have rapid fire weapons, can't fire since they advance. So I get 6 shots for each of them, plus D6 for each of them. So 3D6 shots here. Oh, okay, so 7, 8 shots from that. So we'll come back to you with that. All right, so firing over there, they have 26 shots they're going to fire here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, those are the hits. I get to re-roll everything because of the Watchmaster there. All right, doing pretty good. We'll come back to you with that. All right, and I chose the Fuhrer tactics here as my tactics first, so I get to re-roll wound rolls of 1 against troops. So these are against troops, so these are going to be wounding on 4s. Re-rolling the 1s. So getting a couple 1s there. All right, we'll come back to you with that. So we have 13 wounds here. He has 13 4-up saves. Failing a bunch, making 2, 3, 4, making 4 of them. So that means 9 dead warriors. Brutal. All right, so now my Corvus Blackstar is going to fire his Hurricane Bolters into the warrior here, and he's going to fire the twin las cannons and the 2 Stormstrike missiles into his the Doomsday Arc. So we're going to start with the Hurricane Bolters into the warrior squad here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Ooh, not great. Not great. All right. So we got 4 hits, wounding on 4s. We got one wound. All right. Off to a great start, Corvus Blackstar, 4-up save. All right, 1 hit. And now the las cannons and the Stormstrike missiles are going to fire into the Doomsday Arc. He's going to spend the command point on the stratagem that basically allows his quantum shielding to have a -1 to it. So we are going to roll now. The reds are going to be the Stormstrike missiles. Greens are going to be the las cannons. These are going to be hitting on 4s because he moved. All right, getting 1 of each. Strength 8 and strength 9, toughness 6. So looking for 3s to wound on each of these. Getting wounds on both of them. So, what's AP -3? Oh, armor 4, so it's just going to go straight through. So this one's 3 damage, so roll for quantum shielding on that. 3 or under. Nope. Rolls a 6, so that goes through. 3 damage for that one. And then the damage for the las cannon is going to be a 5, so you need to get a 5 or under. No, it goes down there, so he just takes the 3 damage. All right, the twin heavy bolter from this Razorback's going to fire into the warrior squad there. So we've got 6 shots hitting on 3s because he didn't move. Okay, getting 4 hits. Strength 5, looking for 3s to wound. Getting 4 wounds, AP -1, so 4 5-up saves. Making 1 of them, so 3 more go down. All right, so now my other Razorback is going to fire into the warriors over there. So we've got 6 shots here, hitting on 4s because he did move. Okay, getting 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. Getting 3 wounds, AP -1, so 3 looking for 5-up saves. Making one of them, so 2 more dead. And now the 2 Stalker Pattern bolt guns in here are going to fire into the warrior squad there. So I've got 2 shots each because they're heavy 2, and there's 2 Stalker Pattern bolt guns there. These are going to be hit. I'm going to be using Vengeance rounds, so it's going to be, or Hellfire rounds, whichever one is the wounding on 2+. So there's going to be 4 shots hitting on 3s, wounding on 2+. All right, so we got 4 hits because they didn't move, so it's heavy, doesn't matter. So these are going to be wounding on 2s. Rerolling 1s because of Fuhrer tactics. So that is 4 wounds. AP minus, minus 1 second. Yep, -1, so 4 5-up saves. Oh, fails all 4 of them, so they are dead. So that is First Blood. All right, so now my master is going to fire his Guardian Spear into the warriors in the front there. So I get the 1 shot. I'm going to be using, he's got the Bane Bolts of Erixia as these, his whatchamacallit, as his relic. Thank you. That was, no one helped me. That was just my brain saying, I'm saying thank you to it for finally, you know, coming to the party. So he's going to have 1 shot here, hitting on a 2. All right, that's a hit. Wounding on a 2 because of special issue ammunition. So that is a wound, AP -1. So it's going to be a 5-up save. No, so that goes through for 3 damage onto that 1 warrior. So he really killed that 1 warrior. All right, so now this squad back over here is going to be firing into the warrior squad over there. So the reds are going to be the intercessors firing the special issue ammunition, going to be wounding on 2s. The greens are going to be the hellblasters with their plasma incinerators. So all of these are going to be hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the watch captain over here. All right, I did not supercharge on this, so these are now going to be, the reds are going to be wounding on 2s because of special issue ammunition. The greens are going to be wounding on 3s because of being strength 7. All right, that is cocked. All right, rerolling 1s because of Fuhrer tactics. All right, so that is wounding on 2s on those ones because of that. So we've got, all of these are going to be 5-up saves anyway and 1 wound apiece. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 saves of 5-ups because they're all, oh, no. 1 second. Yeah, everything's at least AP -1, and he's over there by the, is it the Overlord that gives them the? The Cryptek over there gives them the 5-up invul save. So it's going to have 9 5-up saves here. Making 4 of them, so that means that 5 of them are dead. And that is it for the Deathwatch turn here on turn 1. So he has, they are actually fearless when they're near the Overlord over there, so they're good to go on that. So no morale tests need to be taken here, but that is going to be it for the Deathwatch here on turn 1. So we'll come back to you with the Reanimation Protocols. All right, so we have 6 rolls here because there's 6 dead warriors there. Going to be on a 4-up because of the Cryptek, right? With the Chronometron, or is that not? No, just because of the Cryptek. Not because of the Chronometron, just the Cryptek. So looking for 4-ups. Getting back 2 of them. So 2 of them stand back up. All right, movement phase for the Necrons here on turn 1. His Tomb Blades ran up here, got into cover looking at my Razorback over here. His C'tan Shard moved up over here, looking to get some Catan powers, I'm sure, off onto my Corvus Blackstar. His Annihilation Barge here stood still. Doomsday Arc. Oh, man! I should have doubted myself that time. Doomsday Arc. Did I do it again? Oh, I got it that time. Okay, Doomsday Arc. Stood still back over here. His Immortals, his Overlord, his Cryptek, and the Warriors all moved up this way. So did this C'tan Shard moving up over this way. This Cryptek moved up behind the Destroyers, who moved up over this way. And that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the C'tan Shard powers. All right, so the first thing he's going to do is this C'tan Shard is going to use Transdimensional Thunderbolt onto my Intercessor squad over here. So on a 4-up, it will do D3 mortal wounds. On a 6, it will do D6 mortal wounds. So, here we go. Right? No. Oh, no. On a 4-up, it just suffers D3 mortal wounds. Oh, there's another power that I remember that does D6 on a 6. But anyway, this one doesn't. So just D3 on a 4+. I'm mad. Anyway. Yep. All right, so on to 6. Thankfully, not the 6 that I have. So D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. Killer. That's awesome. All right, and then every unit within 3 inches of that unit, which is my Watchmaster back there, on a 4-up gets D3 mortal wounds. Oh, yes. D3 mortal wounds. So, oh, that just does 1 mortal wound on the ones that are within 3. All right, cool. All right, so his personality is Cosmic Tyrant, which means that he gets to use both of his powers. So the other one that he's going to do is Sky of Falling Stars, which means he gets to choose 3 units within 18 inches of him. He's actually in the middle of the trees here. We moved him back here as opposed to try to like bend him underneath there. That didn't seem right. So he is in the middle of the trees over here. And within 18 inches is that squad there and my aggressors over there. And what it is he now rolls a D6 for each of those units. And if he rolls less than the number of models in that unit, they suffer D3 mortal wounds. So we'll start over here with the Intercessor squad, which there's 6 models in there. So, right? Oh, but a 1 is a 6 is an auto fail on this one. 6 will always fail. So if he rolls anything but a 6, they will take D3 mortal wounds. No, okay. So that will be D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound onto them. And then we've got onto the other squad over there has 5, so he has to get a 4 or less. No with a 6, so no mortal wounds onto them. All right, so his other C'tan Shard also has the Cosmic Tyrant, and the first thing he's going to do is Antimatter Meteor. The closest unit is my Intercessor squad over here. So basically, he smites it now. So what's he going to do is, on a 2-up, it does D3 mortal wounds, but on a 6, this is the power that I was thinking of, on a 6, it does D6 mortal wounds. So, on a 2-up, doing D3. 2, so it's going to be doing D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds, killer. And the next power is going to be Time's Arrow, so it's going to be into my Intercessor squad here again. And what's going to happen is he rolls a D6. If he scores higher than the highest wound, characteristic. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. That time I was actually told it as opposed to making it up with my brainstem. So to the highest wound characteristic in the unit, 1 model from that unit is just slain, which is killer. So if he rolls a 3 or higher, 1 model from there will be dead. So rolling. Oh, rolls the 3, so that's enough to kill another Intercessor. All right, so now my opponent spent 2 command points for Wrath of the Catan, which basically means that after you have used a Power of the Catan with a C'tan Shard, you can roll. You spend 2 command points, and then you roll a D6, and that Catan can now use that randomly generated Power of the Catan, even if he's used it before. So let's see which one he gets to use. He gets to use 4, which is Cosmic Fire. Roll a D6 for each enemy unit within 9 inches of C'tan Shard. Oh, no one's within 9 inches, so it didn't work that time, but yeah, that could be brutal. Can you imagine 3 powers per turn on these guys? Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting off the shooting phase, his, I almost said Doomsday Arc. I almost said Annihilation Barge again. I knew I was wrong, and then I almost said it again. Anyway, his Annihilation Barge. Oh, Doomsday Arc! What? Anyway. This is like the Land Raider Lehman Russ all over again over here. Anyway, this thing here is gonna shoot into my Corvus Blackstar over here. So his big gun is D6 shots. Getting 2 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s because he's hard to hit because he's supersonic flyer there. So hitting on 4s, getting 1 hit, strength 10. So looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound. AP -6. AP -6. I do not have anything that goes to that. So then it is, how many wounds? D6 wounds? 5 wounds. Killer. And now his other guns are going to be firing in here. We got 10 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s again. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3 hits. These are going to be strength 4. So looking for 5s to wound. Getting no wounds. All right, so now his immortals here are going to fire into my aggressor squad. He is going to he spent a command point on talent for annihilation, which is the Mephrit specific one that allows him to on unmodified hit rolls of 6. He gets an additional hit. He can additional attack, right? So he can make an additional attack. So there's going to be 20 shots coming in here. These are going to be hitting on 2s because of my will be done. And re-rolling nothing, right? So just hitting on 2s, not re-rolling anything, but 5s and 6s have Tesla, so they'll count as 3 hits, right? 3 hits, and then 6s he gets to make an additional attack. So here we go. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so he had 12 hits. Then he had 3 of those. He had an additional 3 that were 6s, so he gets 3 more shots with those because of the thing. Getting 3 more hits, and the 5 is a Tesla. So the 5, these 3, and this 5 from previously count as 3 hits each. So we'll come back to you with that. All right, so he had 29 hits from from 20 shots. Coming in here now, he is going to roll, and they are going to be their strength 5, their toughness 5 now because they're mostly just the intercessors there. So these are going to be wounding on 4s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. So we had 13 wounds onto them over there. So it's going to be 13 3-up saves because they're not in half range, which would have given them an additional AP -1 because of the Mephrit Dynasty rule. So come back here. So 13 3-up saves. Failing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5. So that's 2 dead guys and 1 is wounded. So now the warriors are going to shoot into my aggressors. He is going to have 13 shots from the guys that are still there. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right. So that is a couple misses there. Strength 4. So looking for 5s to wound. One more there. Ooh, that is real good. Getting, wow, all but 2? That is killer. So that is going to be 2, 4, 6, 7. So we have 7 wounds there. AP nothing, right? AP -1. So we have 7 4-up saves. Failing 3 of them, I'm going to spend a command point to try to re-roll one of those. Nope. And do I get the command point back? I do not. Okay, so that is a wiped squad. All right, so now his destroyers are going to fire. The regular one's going to fire into my intercessor squad over here, and then the heavy destroyer is going to fire into my Corvus Blackstar over there. So the Corvus Blackstar is going to be -1 to hit. He's going to spend a command point for the stratagem that allows him to reroll all failed hits for this unit and attacking here. So it's going to be 3s against the intercessors. It's going to be 4s against my Corvus Blackstar. So the red is going to be the heavy into the Corvus Blackstar. So hitting on 3s and 4. All right, re-rolling all the misses there. He wouldn't have been able to re-roll 3 on that, but he gets to re-roll the 1. So, okay, so misses on the Corvus Blackstar, but a whole bunch of hits there. So that's going to be 10 hits into my intercessor squad here. These are now strength 6, so looking for 3s to wound. All right, so that is re-rolling. You get to it's because it's all re-rolling all wounds, hits and wounds. So re-rolling those ones. So only 1 failed there. So that's going to be 9 into them. Mm-hmm. What's the AP on that? -3. AP -3. So we're gonna have to do these. With the what's the damage on them? D3. D3. So we're gonna have to do these 5 at a time because we have to get the guys in the back here who are out of cover there. So it's gonna be 5 at a time. These are going to be looking for 6-up saves. Making 1. So we've got 4 that go through here. This is gonna get a little complicated. So we got 4. So we're gonna start the first one. That's a 8. That's because it's D3. It's a D3, so that's a dead guy. We got another dead guy. We got another dead guy, and then we've got another dead guy over there. So now I've got the other. We'll do 1 at a time now because it's going to have 1 guy out of the cover there. So this is going to be a 6-up. That's good. 6-up. That's also good. 6-up. Oh, I thought that guy was going to be a champion. D3. 3, so that's a dead guy. So then we've got 5 up. And he's good with that one. So now the Tomb Blades inside of the foliage over there are going to fire into my Razorback over here. We've got 24 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, and strength 5, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds there. Pretty good. AP...
-3 at that range.
AP -3 at that range because of the Mephrit there. So it's going to be looking for 6 up saves. Making none of them. So it's just 1 damage each. So he takes 5 wounds. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, his C'tan Shard, who's like right in the middle there, is going to charge into my Corvus Blackstar. So I'm going to fire Overwatch. The greens are going to be the Hurricane Boulter. The yellows are going to be the Storm Strike missiles, and the reds are going to be the las cannon. So looking for 6s. Getting 1 Hurricane Boulter shot in there. So looking for a 5 to wound. Nope, no wound there. And he's just in because he's, yeah, definitely in on a 6. So, all right, so now his Transcendent Catan is going to start us off in the fight phase, hitting into him. So he's going to have 4 attacks hitting on 2s. Getting all hits there. Strength 7. So looking for, ooh, 1 second. All right, toughness 7, so 4s to wound. Getting, ooh, no wounds. That's killer. All right, so now my Corvus Blackstar gets to attack back at him. He's got 3 attacks, hitting on 6s. Getting nothing. So that is it for the fight phase. We'll come back to you with any morale tests we have to take. All right, so this squad over here lost 5 guys. I'm going to spend the 2 command points for insane bravery. Let's see if I get one of those command points back. I do not, so I am down to 4 command points. And at the end of the turn, my opponent scored 1 victory point over here for holding this objective, 1 for holding that one, and 1 for holding this one. I had scored 3 as well on my turn. So giving me 5 victory points because of first blood and killing 1 unit, and my opponent killed 1 unit and scored those 3, so he has 4. So we will then come back to you after movement phase for the Deathwatch here on turn 2. Yes. All right, movement phase for the Deathwatch here on turn 2. My Hellblasters, they're basically just Hellblasters now, are moving up here, looking onto those dude bros over here, along with my watch captain over here. The interesting thing about this is that they were chosen as an intercessor squad, so they actually do have objective secured, which is kind of fun. So they're going to be over here, looking on those guys over there. My watch captain, my watch master, advanced from over here up to here to get within 6 inches of the 10-man veteran squad that disembarked from the flyer over here before the flyer flew up over that way. My veteran squad back here stood still. My Razorback over here stood still. This Razorback stood still. And in from Deep Strike Reserve came my Golden Boys over here. This is the 5-man squad with the axe and the swords, looking on his Tomb Blades. Over here, the 4-man with the Power Fists, Captain Sanguinious himself, and the banner guy coming in here. Before the beginning of the game, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I gave him Visions of Sanguinious, and I spent the extra command point to give him the Relic Jump Pack, which allows him to reroll charges and also can't fire Overwatch against him. And I said the flyer flew over here, and that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, my Corvus Blackstar is going to fire his Hurricane Bolter into the warriors over here, and he's going to fire the las cannons and the Storm Strike missiles into his Cryptek back over there. So yellow is going to be the Storm Strike missiles, reds are going to be the las cannons, greens are going to be the Hurricane Bolter. Hitting on 3s with the Hurricane Bolter and 4s with the others because he moved. Alrighty, nothing on the las cannons. Not great over here. I'm actually, oh man, 1 second. All right, I'm gonna spend a command point to re-roll one of the las cannons into a hit. Let me see if I get the command point back. I do not, so I'm down to 3 command points. These are going to be wounding on 2s. These are going to be wounding on 4s. So we'll do these, the Hurricane first, wounding on 4s. Getting 2 wounds, 2 4 up regular saves, 2 of them. So yeah, 1 second. All right, we're gonna 50-50 this. 1, 2, 3. It was the 3, and therefore a dead. Otherwise, he's good. Okay, so a dead guy. All right, and all of these are going to be wounding on 2s. All right, so that is 3 that go through. We'll do these. These 2 are going to be. He's got 5 up invul saves, so these 2 are the Storm Strike missiles. So we'll do 2 5-ups from that. No, those go through, so he's actually just going to be dead from that alone. Well, and then 1 5-up. Then wait, he might have something. So 1 second. Okay, yeah, so that did kill him. But what my opponent's going to do is he's going to spend 1 command point on Resurrection Protocols on him. Which means that we basically we're just going to lie him down there so he's as close to possible to where he is. He then gets placed as close to his original position. We roll a d6, and on a 4+, he gets replaced and is as close to his original position, more than 1 inch away from enemy models, and with 1 wound remaining. So he spent the Resurrection Protocol, so we'll figure that out at the end of the phase. But for now, he is dead. All right, so now my golden boys over here are going to fire into his Wraith Blades. So we've got the guns are Assault 2, Tomb Blades. What are Wraith Blades even a thing? I don't think so. I think I just put 2 completely different things into a word that makes no sense. So, so they're going to have their Assault 2, so it's going to have 2 shots each, so it's going to be 10 shots coming in here. These are going to be hitting on 4s because Tomb Blades, going around that time, are -1 to hit for in the shooting phase. So here we go, hitting on 4s. All right, not getting to reroll any. Whoa, don't really need to. That was real good. All right, so these are now Strength 4, Toughness 5, right? So looking for 5s to wound. Okay, making up for that awesome roll with this roll. So I got 3. So it's going to be AP -1. They're in cover over there, so it's going to be +1. Looking for, what do they have, 4-up saves?
3 up with the shield veins.
3 up with the shield veins. So those are just invul saves, right? Yeah, so 3 up.
It
just adds 1. Okay, adds 1. Okay, so here we go. 3-up saves. That one is cocked. So it makes them all. All right, so now my Hellblasters over here are going to fire into his destroyers. They are going to supercharge, so we're going to do this one at a time. They are in rapid fire range, so these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, so that's 2 hits. 3s, 2 more hits. 3s, 2 more hits. 3s, 2 more hits. And 3s, 2 more hits. Pretty brutal. So that's 10 hits. These are Strength 8, Toughness 5. So looking for 3s to wound. All right. Yep, they're not troops, right? Oh, 1 more there. They're not troops, right? No, yeah. So that's going to be 5 wounds, AP -4. So they don't have an invul save, right? So this is going to go straight through. So these are 2 damage each. So that's going to kill 1 because there's no damage on any of them. They're 3 wounds each, right? So 2 are going to be dead, and 1 will have 1 wound remaining. All right, so now my Razorback here is going to fire into the Tomb Blades over there. I'm going to have 6 shots hitting on 5s because he's in the middle profile, so he's hitting on 4s for that, and -1 to hit because of them being Tomb Blades. Hitting on 5s. Getting 4 hits, not bad. That's actually better than what I think he was hitting on 3s. These are going to be wounding on 4s because it's Toughness 5, Strength 5. Okay, making up for it with 1 wound. AP -1, +1, +1 again, so it becomes a 3-up. Yeah, he's good. And now this Razorback's going to fire into them. He's at the top profile, so he's going to be hitting on 4s, just the -1 to hit the Tomb Blades. Okay, did a little bit better there. That's a lot of 6s. That's pretty cool. So 5 hits, wounding on 4s, getting 3 wounds this time. These are going to be AP -1, +1, becomes 3-ups. Fails all 3 of them. Killer. All right, so now my Golden Boys over here, as well as my Sanguinary Ancient, are going to fire into his Doomsday Arc because I would really like to shoot into him just because to throw some shots into him, but he is going to be closer, and he's a character, so I can't shoot. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right. Pretty good on the hitting. And these are now Strength 4, looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1, 2 wounds at AP -1, so 2 4-up saves. 2 5-up saves. Makes 1, fails 1. And Sanguinious is going to fire his bolt pistol into his C'tan Shard just because. One shot hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a 5. That is not a wound. All right, so now this veteran squad here is going to fire into the warriors. I'm actually going to spend a command point on Optimized Salvo, which will allow me to choose different special issue ammunition for the different models in the unit, which is pretty cool. I'm going to see if I get that command point back. I don't, so I'm down to 2 command points. So now what's going to happen is the 2 guys with the stalker pattern bolt guns and one of the bolter guys here who is within range of the warriors there are going to be using the Hellfire rounds, which wound on 2s. So those are going to be the green ones are going to be the stalker patterns. The yellow one's going to be the bolter guy who's in range there. I'm going to give Kraken bolts to the other 2 bolt guys, which gives them plus 6 inches to the range and plus an additional -1 to their AP. So that's going to be the red ones, and that's what they're going to be firing into the warriors. So these are all going to be hitting on 3s. All right. So the green ones here are going to be wounding on 2s. These are going to be wounding on 4s. All right. Getting to reroll 1s because of Führer tactics, because they're a troop choice. So that's going to be wounding on 4. So one of those is not a wound. So these are going to be, all of these are actually AP -1 because of the using the stalker pattern bolt guns plus the Kraken round. So 3 5-up saves. Failing all 3 of them. All right, so my veteran squad here is going to fire next. The 2 frag cannons are going to fire into the Immortals. The shotgun and the Infernus heavy bolters are going to fire into the warriors, and the bolters are going to fire into his C'tan Shard over here. So we're going to start off with the frag cannons. These are going to be hitting on, these are going to be, 2d6 hits for each of them. So there's 2 of them there, so 4d6 hits. Getting 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hits. All right, so 13 hits, strength 6, toughness 4 or 5, doesn't make a difference, 4. Toughness 4, oh, dropping my dice all over the place, thank you, sir. So 13, these are going to be wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s because of Führer tactics since they're a troop choice. Rerolling 1s because of Führer tactics. All right, so that is going to be 3 misses, so we have 10 wounds. Oh, no, sorry. So that's going to be 4 misses, so that means it's going to be 9 wounds into them. AP -1, so 9, 4-up saves because they're 3-up base. So 9 4-up saves, making 1, 2. That one's cocked right over there. All right, so making 2 of them, so that means 7 dead Immortals. Killer. All right, so now we'll do the Infernus heavy bolters. They're going to fire in there. We're going to go with the heavy flamer portions first. So 2d6 since there's 2 of them there. So that is going to be 8 hits. So we've got 8, strength 5, toughness 4. So looking for 3s to wound. All right, re-rolling 1s, no need. So missing 1. So that is going to be 2, 4, 6, 7, 7 wounds into them there. So 7 AP -1, so 7 5-ups. Making 1 of them, so that means that 6 of them are dead. And now the heavy bolter portions are going to fire in. They've got 3 attacks, 3 shots each. They're -1 to hit because of moving, and they're -1 to hit because I'm firing both profiles. So looking for 5s to hit. All right, these are actually going to re-roll everything because of, re-rolling 1s and 2s. Because of the Watchmaster back there, because rerolls happen before modifiers. So it's getting to reroll these 2, getting 1 hit, wounding on a 3. Whoop, that is a wound with a Filfers. So looking for a 5-up save. No, another dead guy. And then the shotgun guy is going to fire his Worm's Breath into him. So it's going to be D6 hits. 4 hits, strength 4, strength 3, toughness 4. So looking for 5s to wound. Re-rolling 1s to wound. Nope, there. So it's 2 wounds. AP nothing. So 2 4-up saves. Making them both. And then the bolter guys inside are going to fire into the C'tan Shards. So they've got 10 shots between them. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of the Watchmaster there. Okay. So these are now going to be wounding on 2s because of special issue ammunition. So that is all wounds there. So we've got 6, 7, 8 wounds. 8 wounds, AP nothing, but he's going to have a 4-up save. So 8 4-up saves. Making 3 of them. So then that's 5 wounds onto him. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. So at the end of the phase, the Cryptek, because he spent the Reanimation Protocol, he gets to roll now on a 4+. He will come back with 1 wound left. So 4 up. No, are you going to spend a CP? He's going to spend a CP to re-roll that one into a 5. So he does come back with 1 wound left. Killer. All right, so that's it for the, as we said, for the shooting phase. On to the assault phase. I'm going to start with Sanguinious charging into his Annihilation Barge over here. So he's Doomsday Arc. Ooh, every time. Doomsday Arc. Into his Doomsday Arc. So he's got the Relic jump pack, like I said, so he can't Overwatch here. So I am going to be looking for a 9-inch charge. Not getting it. I'm going to spend, he gets to re-roll his charge distance here. Come on. No, he doesn't make it in. All right, so I'm going to spend 2 CP on Descent of Angels for my Sanguinary Guard here to charge in. I'm going to see if they can get their, or can get one of those command points back. I do get one back, so I've got 1 command point left. So he is now going to fire Overwatch since Sanguinious didn't get into the charge distance there. So it's going to be D6, so 4 shots. These are going to be hitting on 6. Not getting anything there, and then 10 shots from this? Oh, 20 shots from that. We'll come back to you with that. All right, 20 shots, looking for 6s. Getting quite a few there, actually. So what is that, 3 hits? Yep, 3 hits into there. So these are going to be strength 4, right? So looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1 wound. AP... -2 because they're in half range, and he gets the Mephrit, right? Yeah, Mephrit Dynasty there. So looking for a 4-up. Nope. So 1 will take a 1 second. All right, they've got 2 wounds each. That's what I wanted to check. So he's down to 1 wound on the guy. So as Descent of Angels means I get to roll 3d6 for my charge in here. So looking for a 9-inch charge. Getting it in there. All right, so now my Sanguinary Ancient's going to charge in. He's got 9 inches away. So looking for a 9-inch charge, and he makes it in. And now this Sanguinary Guard is going to charge into his Tomb Blades over here. Yes, Tomb Blades, I got it right. I questioned myself, but I got it right. So this is going to be 20 shots in here, hitting on 6s. Getting 1, there's 1 cocked over here, so you can reroll that one. Nope, so getting 3 hits. Strength, what is it? Strength 5 on these, so this is going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds, AP -3. Oh, killer. So looking for 6-ups. Making 1, so 1 takes a wound. All right, and they are now looking for a 9-inch charge to get in. Do not get it in. I'm, no, I would need a 6. Not going to happen. And now my Veteran Squad here is going to charge into the Immortals. So he's got 6 shots in Overwatch, hitting on 6s. Not getting anything there. So they need an 8-inch charge to get in here. Come on. 8-inch charge. Making it in. All right, at the start of the, to start off the fight phase here, my Sanguinary Guard are going to attack into his, what's it called? Oh man, no, Doomsday Arc. Yeah, I got it. So, they have 2 attacks each. These are going to be the Power Fist, so these are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, not super great. 3 hits, wounding on 3s. Not re-rolling 2s, so 1 wound into their AP -3, so that's just going to go straight through. So D3 wounds, 3 wounds, quantum shielding. Oh no, he just takes. Oh yeah, you can still get. Is it only shooting or is it's on everything? So quantum shielding on a 2 or 1, he will ignore it. No, so that will go through 3 damage. And now the Sanguinary Ancient is going to attack in with his Carmine Sword, so 3 attacks hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 5s. Re-rolling 1s because of himself. Nope, no wounds. All right, so now my veterans are going to attack in here. All of them got within an inch of a guy within an inch, so they are going to have 2 attacks each, except for the sergeant, who is going to have 3 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 3s. We'll come back to you with that. All right, and they're now going to be wounding on 4s, re-rolling 1s because of Fuhrer tactics. Re-rolling 1s because of Fuhrer tactics. So that is a fair number of wounds. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 wounds. 12 3-up saves, right? They have? Yep, so it's going to be 12 3-up saves here. Failing at least 3 of them, so that squad is wiped. All right, and that is it for the Deathwatch turn here on turn 2. Pretty decent turn there. I scored this objective over here. I scored this objective over here, and I killed 2 units because I killed the squad of Immortals, and I did kill that Cryptek there, even though he came back with Reanimation Protocols. It does say when a character is slain, so he was slain before he came back up there with the 1 wound left. So that is it for the Deathwatch turn there. We'll come back to you at the with the Reanimation Protocol rolls for the Necrons here on turn 2. All right, so at the beginning of my turn, I am going to spend a command point on the Overkill Stratagem, which is a Deathwatch stratagem that states, use this stratagem at the beginning of your opponent's turn before they use Reanimation Protocol's ability of a Necron unit that is within 12 inches of a Deathwatch unit from your army. Your opponent subtracts 1 from any Reanimation Protocol rolls they make for the unit this turn. So I'm going to spend it on the warriors over there. So let's see if I get my command point back. I do with a fill face, so I've still got my 1 command point left, which is pretty good. So now we'll come back, we'll do his Reanimation Protocol rolls for his units. All right, so we're going to do Reanimation Protocol rolls for the warriors. There's 3 of them left alive, which means he's going to be rolling 15 dice. He gets +1 to his roll because of the Cryptek, -1 to the roll because of my stratagem over here. So we're going to have 15 looking for 5s. He gets back, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 get back. There's 1 that didn't get back up because of my stratagem. Not sure if that was worth it, but it was fun. So yeah, so he gets back 8 warriors stand back up. Killer. And then on to his destroyers over here. He gets 2 of them coming back on a 4-up because of the Cryptek that is right over there. Just the 1 comes back. And then the Tomb Blades have 1 guy left on a 5-up. Oh, cocked. No, does not come back. All right, movement for the Necrons here on turn 2. His Tomb Blades shot from over here up to this copse of trees here. His C'tan Shard has moved up over this way, looking at my Watchmaster. Over here, he moved his warriors over here, looking onto my veteran squad here. His other C'tan Shard moved up over here, 8 inches, and the Overlord moved up this way. Cryptek fell back over that way. Over here, the Destroyers moved up into my Hellblaster's face there, along with the Cryptek with him, and his Doomsday Arc, got it right, his Doomsday Arc fell out of combat with them over to here. So that is it for the movement phase. My opponent spent a command point on, what's it called? Cosmic Powers, which allows him to switch out one of his C'tan Shard powers. So he dropped his Time Arrow. Is that right? Time Arrow? Yeah, Time's Arrow. And he replaced it with Cosmic Fire, which makes it all units, we roll a d6 for every unit within 9 inches of him. On a 4+, it does d3 mortal wounds. So pretty cool, pretty awesome there. Another cool Necron strategy, allow them a little bit more flexibility with their C'tan Shards, which is really cool. All right, so that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the C'tan powers. All right, so starting off, we're going to go with this C'tan Shard. He's going to use Sky of Falling Stars. He's going to cast it onto this veteran squad, that veteran squad, and then my sanguinary guard squad over there. So we'll start with this squad over here. What happens is he rolls a d6. If he rolls less than the number of models in that unit, they suffer d3 mortal wounds. So he needs a 4 or less. Getting a 2, so D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. Oh no, D3, 2 mortal wounds. Onto the 10-man squad here. 6s is an auto fail, so anything but a 6, and they're gonna have D3 mortal wounds. So D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. All right, and into the Sanguinary Guard. He needs to get a 3 or less on this one. No with a 6, so they are fine. All right, so now he is going to cast it onto Transdimensional Thunderbolt onto my Sanguinary Guard squad over here. So on a 4+, it does D3 mortal wounds onto them. So no, not onto them, but on a 4+, it does a mortal wound onto my Ancient. Yep, mortal wound on the Ancient, and then mortal wound onto them on a 4+. Yep, so mortal wound on them. All right, so now this C'tan Shard is going to use Cosmic Fire. So all the units within 9 inches, which is my Veteran Squad here, my Sanguinary Guard Squad here, and my Flyer, we roll a D6 for each of them. On a 4+, it does D3 mortal wounds. So we'll start with the Sanguinary Guard. D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds, killer. And then onto my Flyer. Nope, nothing on them. And then onto my Veterans. No, none on them. And then he's going to cast Antimatter Meteor onto my Veteran Squad over here, because they're the closest. So what is it on a 2 up D3, 6 up, it's D6. 2 up, so D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds, killer. So now onto the shooting phase. His Tomb Blades here are going to fire into my Veteran Squad up here. So we're going to fire, he has 20 shots here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, strength 5, looking for 3s to wound. All right, so getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds there. So we've got 7 AP
-3, no cover save.
AP -3, ignoring cover. So these are going to be 6 up saves. No, 1 fill face, but they are they're dead. All right, so now his destroyers here are going to fire into my Hellblasters that are over here, and he's also going to fire the heavy one into my Corvus Blackstar. So he's going to spend a command point to reroll all failed hits and failed wounds, and he's going to spend another command point to ignore cover with them. So here we go. Are going to be, the red one is going to be the heavy into the Corvus Blackstar. That's going to be hitting on a 4, and the others are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling 1s and 1, 2, and 3s for these 1s and 2s. But that's all you need to roll for that. So that did hit, so that wasn't a problem. There's another one there. That one was, yeah, re-roll that one. All right, so really good. 2 misses there. So these are going to be strength, what is it again? Strength 6, so these are wounding on 3s, and that's going to be wounding on a, what is it, strength 9. Strength 9, so wounding on a 3 as well. So everything's wounded on 3s. Re-rolling because of the stratagem. All right, so nothing into the Corvus Blackstar, but all of these into my Hellblasters. It's AP -4, right? AP -4. Don't get anything because of the cover over there, so that's going to be going straight through. These are D3 each. So we'll start with the first one. That is a dead Marine. That is not a dead Marine, so that's going to be with that one. So that's 2 dead Marines so far. That is a dead Marine. That is also dead Marine, and then the last 2 will kill the 5th one. So that is all of my Hellblasters. And now his Cryptek is going to fire into my Watch Captain over here. So 3 shots hitting on 3s, getting 2 hits. Strength 6, you said? Strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1 wound, AP -2, so 4 up save. Nope, failed. All right, so now the Warriors are going to fire into my Veteran Squad here. There's 11 of them there in rapid fire range, so it's 22 shots. These are going to be hitting on 2s because of My Will Be Done. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, and these are going to be wounding on 4s. All right, come back to you with that. All right, so there were 6 wounds at AP -2, so these are looking for 5 up saves. Making 1 of them, so that squad is wiped. So now the Doomsday Arc. I had it right the first time. Oh, God. Stop questioning yourself, Phil. The Doomsday Arc here is going to fire into my Sanguinary Guard. So he's going to fire D6 shots from the main gun here. So it's going to be 2 shots hitting on 4s because he moved.
So you got 4 hits. Yes.
All right, getting 1 hit. Strength 8, so wounding on 2s. That is a wound. AP -3, so looking for a 5-up save. No, goes through, so it's just going to kill that dude, bro. All right, so now 20 shots from the other gun into them over here. These are going to be hitting on 3s because they're not heavy. All right, we'll come back to you with that. And these are strength 4, looking toughness 4, so looking for 4s to wound. That one over there is cocked.
They're not full health. If they're half health.
So looking for 4s, so we've got 1, 2.
On the lowest bracket, then it's subtract.
So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds there. So we have 7. AP minus 2 because of Mephrit being in half range there. So looking for 4-up saves. Oh, that was the worst. That was the worst. That was the worst. They're dead. All right, so now his into the assault phase, his C'tan Shard here is going to charge into my Watchmaster. I'm going to fire Overwatch here with his Guardian Spear. So 2 shots. These are going to be hitting on 6s. He's got the Bane Bolts of Erixia, and he's going to use Special Issue Ammunition of wounding on 2s. So here we go. Looking for 6s to hit, though. All right, re-rolling everything because of him being himself. Getting 1 hit over here. Missing that one. So looking for a 2 to wound. That is a wound. AP -1. So looking for a 4-up. He's got a 4-up invul, 4-up everything. Oh, and he makes it. That was killer. All right, and his charge distance, 5 inches should get him in. All right, so now his other C'tan Shard is going to charge into my Corvus Blackstar over there. The greens are going to be the Hurricane Bolters. Yellows are going to be the Storm Strike missiles, and the reds are going to be the las cannons. These are all going to be hitting on 6s.
Okay.
Getting 2 Storm Bolter shots, Hurricane Bolter shots, wounding on 5s. Getting 0 wounds. So his charge distance is, I mean, he's 1 inch away. He's totally in. And now the destroyers are going to charge into my Watch Captain. He is going to shoot with the Special Issue Ammunition of wounding on 2s, looking for a 6 to hit. Nope, no hit there. Their charge distance is in. And now his Tomb Blades here are going to charge into my Razorback. I am going to fire Overwatch, 6 shots, hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit, wounding on a 4. That is not a wound. And their charge distance coming in here. 2 inches is not going to make it in. All right, so into the fight phase, his C'tan Shard is going to attack into my Watchmaster. He's got 4 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 2s. Getting 2 hits. That is going to be strength 7, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1 wound. AP -4. So 4-up Iron Halo save. No, I failed it. I'm going to spend my last command point to see if I can re-roll this. Oh no, I'm going to use his free re-roll that he gets as his Warlord trait. Remembered that one. No, failed it. So that is going to be, what is it? D6 wounds. A 5 or a 6, and he's dead. Oh! Oh, that one hurts right in the feels. Right in the feels. And that is Slay the Warlord. All right, so now the destroyers are going to attack into my Watch Captain over here. He has 8 attacks that are going to be coming in here. These are going to be 8 attacks hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling 1s, but no 1s there. These are now strength
4.
Strength 4, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. AP nothing, so we got 4 2-ups. Making them all. Woo! And the other C'tan Shard into my Corvus Blackstar. 4 attacks hitting on 2s. Getting 3 hits. These are now strength 7, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. AP -4, so this is going to go straight through. 2d6 damage. Getting 7 damage. He's still alive.
Right through here.
All right, so now my Watch Captain is going to attack back. He's got 4 attacks hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s because of himself. All right, so that is 4 hits. These are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 3 wounds with the fill faces. They're not troops, so that is going to be 3 wounds here. Looking for AP -3, so 6 up saves. Makes 1 of them, so takes 2 wounds. That's going to kill a guy and then put a wound onto 1 more guy. And now my Corvus Blackstar is going to attack back into his C'tan Shard there. That is not a hit. And that is it for the turn here for the Necrons. At the end of the turn, he does control this objective here. He controls this objective over here. And he controls this objective here because he has more guys within 3 than I do. And he has 1 over here. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 for those holding those objectives. I held 3 during my turn. And then he killed like a whole bunch of models. We'll figure that one out, and I'll come back to you with the score, and then we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Deathwatch here on turn 3. All right, so at the end of 2 turns here, moving into the 3rd turn, my opponent has 13 points. I've got 9 points. I have 1 CP left. My opponent has 0. Killer game. All right, movement phase for the Deathwatch and Blood Angels. My watch captain here stayed in combat over here. My sanguinary ancient moved up over here. Sanguinious himself moved up over this way. My Corvus Blackstar dropped into hover mode and moved up over this way. This Razorback moved up slightly to get onto the objective there. This Razorback stood still, and these Sanguinary Guard jumped up into that cover looking at these guys over here. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting off the shooting phase, my Razorback here is going to fire into the Tomb Blades over here. So I've got 6 shots. These are hitting on 4s because he's -1 to hit. Alrighty. 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. Nope. And this Razorback here is going to be shooting into the 2 blades, hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. That is a wound. AP -1 +1, 3 up save. Yeah, he makes it. Angel's bolt guns are going to fire into the Tomb Blades here. So we got 10 shots hitting on 4s because they're -1 to hit. 1 second. And then Strength 4, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds at AP -1. So looking for 3 ups. Failing 1 of them. Now my Corvus Blackstar is going to fire everything into his C'tan Shard here. So the yellows are going to be the Storm Strike missiles. Reds are going to be the las cannons. Greens are the Hurricane Bolters. Everything. The greens are hitting on 5s because he has lowest profile, and everything else is hitting on 6s. Ooh. Okay, did pretty good. Pretty good. Way better than he's been doing the entire game previously, which is rather ironic since this is the worst that he's ever been physically. So, these are going to be wounding on 5s. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Oh, I'm going to let it go. So we've got 4 ups and 4 ups because it's 4 up armor or 4 up invul save. So we're going to go with the 3 4 ups from the bolters first because that would be funny if he died from those. He takes 1 wound from those, and then the 1 4 up from the las cannon. No, and he makes that. Sanguinious is going to shoot his pistol into the warriors over here. That is a hit. That is not a wound. And Angel's bolt gun from the ancient over there into the overlord. 2 shots, 2 hits. Toughness 5, right? That's 2 wounds. AP -1, so 2. 1 second. All right, so 4 up saves. Fails both of them, takes 2 damage. And now my captain's going to fire his bolt pistol into there. Hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a 2 because of special issue ammunition. That's a wound. AP nothing, so 3 up saves. Ooh, fails, takes a wound. That's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Sanguinary Ancient is going to start us off by charging into the C'tan Shard and his Cryptek over here. So the Cryptek is going to fire Overwatch, looking for 6s. Getting 1, 2 hits. Oh, snap. Okay. We'll just do different dice to get them out of there. So it's 2 hits. These are strength 5s, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. AP. -3, so looking for 5 ups. Make 1, fail 1. Just 1 damage. All right. All right, now his charge distance. 5 inches will get him in. And now Sanguinious is going to charge into the Overlord and the the Overlord and the C'tan Shard over here. So does the Overlord have any shooting? He doesn't have any shooting, so His charge distance. 8 inches is going to get him in. And now my Sanguinary Guard over here are going to charge into his Tomb Blades. So he's got 16 shots coming in here, hitting on 6s. Getting a couple hits. So that's 1, 2 hit, 3 hits. There's one over here. So that's 3 hits. These are now strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1 wound, AP -3, +1 because they're in cover there. So it's, oh no, ignoring cover because they ignore cover. So -3 looking for a 5 up. And nope, failed that one. So one guy is actually going to be dead. Their charge distance, 4 inches. I don't, 1 second. All right, so it's just out. I'm going to spend a command point to get him, try to re-roll that. With a 2 is just enough to get him in. All right, so we're going to start over here with the with my Sanguinary Guard. Thank you. Sanguinary Guard into these Tomb Blades. The red's going to be the axe. The greens are going to be the swords. These are all going to be hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good. So we've got both the axes and 4 of the swords. The swords are going to be wounding on 5s. The axes are wounding on 4s. Okay. We got 1 wound with the sword. This is AP -3, so 6 up save. No, goes through. D3 wounds. 3 wounds. So it's a dead Tomb Blade plus 1 wound onto another. Sorry, just a dead Tomb Blade. Doesn't carry up. It's not mortal wounds. All right, Sanguinious is now going to attack. He's got 5 attacks on the charge because he has Visions of Sanguinious. He is going to put 3 attacks into the Overlord, 2 attacks into the C'tan Shards. So we're going to go the 3 into the Overlord first. These are going to be hitting on 3s because it's -1 to hit with a Thunderhammer. Rerolling 1s because of himself. Rerolling 1s because of himself. So that is going to be hitting on 3, so that's 3 hits. Strength 8, wounding on 2s, right? Toughness 4? 5. He's toughness 5, so wounding on 3s. All right, that is all wounds. That's 3 wounds. AP -3, he's got 4 up invul save. Fails all 3 of them, and he is dead. And that is Slay the Warlord. And now 2 attacks into the C'tan Shard over here. That is 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds. 4 up invul saves. That one's cocked. No, fails them both. That is 6 damage onto him. And now the Sanguinary Ancient is going to put 1 attack onto the C'tan Shard, 2 attacks onto his Cryptek. We're going to do the Cryptek first, hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling 1s, but not re-rolling there. So wounding on a 4. Yeah, that's a wound. AP -3, so it goes through, and he is dead. My bad, it's D3. I thought he had the 1. I forgot he had Living Metal and healed himself up 1 there. So, oh boy. 2/3 of a chance here. Let's see what happens. Oh, with the 2 wounds, so he is dead. All right, and now he has the 1 attack into the C'tan Shard there. 1 attack hitting onto 3. No! 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 Can't even re-roll that. If it was a 1, I could re-roll it. And now my captain over here has 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s because of himself. All right, so that is 4 hits. Wounding on 5s. Not getting to reroll anything, so I've just got no wounds there. Now the 2 blades are going to attack it back. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. That is 2 hits. Strength 4, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. 2. AP nothing, right? So 2 up saves. They make them both. Woo! All right, so now his C'tan Shard is going to put 2 attacks into my Ancient, 2 attacks into my Captain there. So the red are going to be going into Sanguinious. So these are going to be hitting on 2s. Getting all hits. Wounding on Strength 7, so wounding on 3s. Getting 1 and 1. So we'll do it on Sanguinious first, looking for a 3-up invul save with his Storm Shield. Why? Why are you going to do that to me? Oh, what is it? D6 wounds, right? Oh, boy. D6 wounds. 3 wounds. He's got 6 up, ignoring wounds because of Visions of Sanguinious. Make 1 of them so he takes 2 damage. And then a 6-up save into the Ancient there. Looking for that fill first. Yeah, with the fill phase. What? Woo! And now the destroyers are going to attack into my watch captain over here. 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s. All right, not meant to be. So it's 3 hits. Strength, was it 4? So looking for 4s. That's 2 wounds. AP nothing, so 2 up saves. Yeah, he good. And that is the end of the Deathwatch and Blood Angels turn here on turn 3. So we've got no morale tests that need to be taken. I killed 2 units, got Slay the Warlord, and I hold 1 objective, which is this one back over here. This one over here, he has 2 guys within to hold on to contest that one. And over here, he's got 3 models within 3, and I've got 3 models within 3. So this one's contested, so neither of us holds it, but I don't get the point for that. So with my 4 points that I got from that turn, my opponent actually has 14 points. We realized we forgot to give him Slay the Warlord. So that means at the end of Deathwatch turn 3, we are tied at 14 points apiece. Super killer, crazy ass game. So we will come back to you after with reanimation protocols for the Necrons here on turn 3. All right, so starting off with the Tomb Blades inside over here, we've got 3 on 5s, getting 1 of them back. Now into the Warriors, looking for 7, looking for 5 ups, right? Because the Cryptek is dead. Getting 1, 2 back. And now 2 Destroyers on, there is a Cryptek there, so these are going to be on 4 ups. Getting 1 back. All right, I thought it was 6 inches, it's actually 3 inches, so he was out of range for that, so it was 5 ups, but he still made it because he had the 5. All right, so movement phase for the Necrons here on turn 3. His Destroyers here fell back out of combat with my captain there, but still kind of like circling around him. The Cryptek jumped up around over this way. The Warriors over here stood still, so did the Doomsday Arc, and the C'tan Shard fell back out of combat with the 2 of them, but made sure he stood closer to the Sanguinary Ancient over there. This C'tan Shard moved up over this way, and the Tomb Blades fell out of combat from over there and moved on over to this objective over here. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the C'tan powers here on turn 3. So starting off with this C'tan Shard, he is going to cast Sky of Falling Stars onto the squad over here. So needing a 3 or less. No, with a 4. And now he is going to Transdimensional Thunderbolt into my Razorback over here. So looking for a 4+. No, not getting it. But on this squad, on a 4+ does a mortal wound. No mortal wound. All right, so starting off here, he is going to cast Cosmic Fire, which is all enemy units within 9 inches, so both Sanguinious and my Ancient. We roll a d6 on a 4-up. It does a mortal wound or d3? D3 on a 4-up. So we're going to start with the Ancient first.
Wait, Dad, since you're selling it, are you gonna read?
Yes, d3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds, and he is dead. And then into Sanguinious. No, does not. And then last but not least is Antimatter Meteor into Sanguinious on a 2-up. Oh, d3 mortal wounds. Oh, cocked. Oh, the tension. Oh, 3 mortal wounds. Sniping out Sanguinious. He is dead. He's got visions of Sanguinious. He thinks all of these guys are just shiny horses. So, I've got 3 6-up, feel no pains. No, I couldn't even get 1. And he is dead. All right, so now into the shooting phase, the Destroyers are going to shoot everything into my captain over here. So, these are all going to be, they did move, right? So, it's, oh, they ignore that. So, these are all just going to be hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s, right? So, you get the reroll 1s. All right, wow. All but like, what is it? All but, not the 1-2, right? That 1-2 is out, but that's it. Wow, brutal. All right, so now these are going to be looking for, whatchamacallit, 3s and 2. That's the strength 9, right? Yeah, 3s and 2. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. AP minus what again?
4.
AP minus 4 on those ones. So it's no, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. 4 AP minus 4. So these are going to be looking for 4-up Iron Halo saves. Failing 2 of them. So 2d3, right? Yep, 2d3 wounds. So that's 3 wounds. So he's still alive with 1 wound left. Into the heavy. 50-50 chance of him surviving. Let's find out. Nope. He is dead. Alright, so now his Tomb Blades are going to fire into my Sanguinary Guard. One of the guys in rapid fire range, this guy can't see, and these 2 can see but aren't in rapid fire range. So we're going to have 8 shots, 4 of which are going to be AP, additional AP. So those are going to be, those ones are an additional AP, these ones are not. So these are all going to be hitting on 3s though. Alright, not re-rolling anything, right? Nope. So you just have hitting on 3s, so that's, yeah, okay. What are you, me rolling here? So that's 3 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. So getting 1 wound. AP minus 2. 5, he's good. So now the Doomsday Arc is going to fire into my Sanguinary Guard over here. So we're going to do D6 shots for his main gun. 3 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s because he didn't move. That is going to be 2 hits. Strength 8, right? 10. Strength 10. So wounding on 2s. Ooh, wow. All right, so now the warriors here are going to fire into the Sanguinary Guard. 5 of them are in range, so these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, so that is all but 1 hit. These are now going to be strength 4, so looking for 4s to wound. Okay, no wounds. All right, that is it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, his C'tan Shard is going to charge into my Razorback. I've got 6 shots here, hitting on 6s. Getting 2 hits. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Strength 5. Looking for 5s to wound. Come on. Come on. No! Nothing. Ah! Killer. All right. His charge distance. Does not make it in, I don't think. Yep, did not make it. So that is it for the Necron's turn here on turn 3. He scored an additional 4 points with objectives. And with the 3 guys that he killed, he is going to be up at, so that's 4 more points. So you get up to 22 points. Pretty brutal. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Deathwatch here on turn 4. Movement phase for the Deathwatch and Blood Angels. My Sanguinary Guard jumped up here an inch away from his Tomb Blades. This Razorback moved up over here, so he's closer to his C'tan Shard. This Razorback stood still, and my Corvus Blackstar stood still. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with a shooting phase. Sanguinary Guard are going to start us off by shooting into the Tomb Blades. We've got 8 shots hitting on 4s because they're -1 to hit. Okay. Getting a bunch of hits here, 5 hits. Wounding on 5s because they're tough 5. Whoop. All right, so getting 2 wounds. 2 3-up saves. Making them both. And now my Corvus Blackstar is going to unload into his C'tan Shard over here. So again, yellows are the Storm Strike missiles, reds are the las cannons, greens are the Hurricane Boulters. So he did not move, and he is so he's not going to suffer the minus penalty, but he's in his lowest profile, so hitting on 5s. Alrighty, getting a few hits in here. So we've got 3 Boulter shots and 1 Storm Strike missile. Storm Strike missile is going to be wounding on a 3, 5s for the Boulters. All right, so we just got the 1 Storm Strike missile in there. This is looking for a 4-up invul save. If he fails it, he's dead.
My turn.
Oh, and he goes down. He's not closer than 3 inches, so his explosion doesn't make a difference, but he is dead. Now this Razorback here is going to fire into the warriors over here. So it's 6 shots hitting on 4s because he moved. All right, so it is 3 hits. Strength 5 looking for 3s to wound. Getting 3 wounds with fill faces. That means something, right? No, it doesn't. So 3 saves at AP -1. So looking for 5-up saves. Making 2 of them killers. See, I told you it didn't mean anything. Oh, and now he is going to shoot into them. He's actually going to be hitting on 4s because he's at his middle profile, but he didn't move. So hitting on 4s. Okay, 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. Getting 3 wounds, AP -1. So 3 5-ups. Making all 3 of them. Oh, man. That's it for the shooting phase. My Sanguinary Guard are now going to charge into his Tomb Blades over here. So these are going to be hitting on, hitting on, whatchamacallit? Sixes. That's right. It's Overwatch. Come on. Ooh, pretty good there. Getting, was that 4 hits there? All right. Strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting, 3 wounds. 3. 2 up saves. Oh, no, AP minus 3. So 2, and they're in cover there, so 2, 4 up saves. Oh, they ignore cover, so it's going to be 5 up saves. So that makes 1, so 1 guy is dead. And their charge distance, yeah, is totally in. All right, starting off the fight phase, my Sanguinary Guard are going to strike in there. Red's going to be the axe. Greens are the swords. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Okay. Getting 3 hits with the sword, 1 with the axe. The axe is going to be wounding on 4s. The swords are wounding on 5s. All right, so 1 and 1. The axe is AP minus 2, so the axe is going to be looking for a 5 up save. No, goes through, and then the sword is going to be looking for a AP minus 3, so that's going to be like a 6 up save. No, fails that one. So D3 from each of these. We'll start with the first one with the axe. 2 wounds, so that's a dead one, and then 3 wounds, so that is 2 dead Tomb Blades. And the Tomb Blades are attacking back here. 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. Getting 1 wound. 2 up save. Yeah, he's good with a filth phase. Woo! All right, and that is it for the Deathwatch and Blood Angel's turn here on turn 4. I scored 1, 2, 3 objectives for that, and I killed the 1 unit. So that got me 4 points for this turn. So we'll come back to you with the Reanimation Protocols for the Necrons here on turn 4. So starting off with the Tomb Blades, he's got 4 on 5s. Getting back 4 of them! Wow. The squad's back up to full health! Who does that? He does. He does. And now we got 6 rolls for the Warriors. These are going to be on 5 as well because the Crypt Tech is gone over there. Getting 1, 2 back. And then we've got 1 roll for the Destroyers over here. On a 4 up, no, does not come back. Movement phase for the Necrons here on turn 4. His Crypt Tech moved over here, stayed within range of the objective over there. The Destroyers moved up over this way. The Tomb Blades all fell out of combat there with my Sanguinary Guard, but still lining around. They've got fly, they can shoot. Over here, his C'tan Shard moved up towards my my Corvus Blackstar, and the Warriors just kind of shuffled around over there, stayed where they were, just taking on and holding that objective. And his Doomsday Arc. Oh, yeah, I got it right. Okay, I was about to beat myself up again for getting it wrong. I didn't. I got it right. The Doomsday Arc over there is sitting pretty on his healing up. I think he's back up to 11 wounds at this point, and he's just stood where he was so he could keep shooting. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the C'tan Shard powers. Wah. All right, so we're gonna start off with Cosmic Flame into my flyer here. So on a 4 up. Yeah, so it's doing D3 mortal wounds, doing 2 mortal wounds, and it is dead. But does it explode? No one's within 6 inches, so it doesn't matter if he explodes. All right, and then Antimatter Meteor is going to go into my Sanguinary Guard here because they're the closest within 24. So on a 2 up, it does D3, 6 up, it does D6. So 2 up, D3 mortal wounds. Oh, I can't see what it is in there. Oh, 3 mortal wounds. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, the Tomb Blades are going to attack into my Sanguinary Guard over here. These are going to be 6 guys back again, so 24 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. And then these are going to be wounding on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so we had 10 wounds onto them. AP minus 3, so looking for 5 up saves. No, they are dead. All right, so the Doomsday Arc is now going to fire into my Razorback over here. So D6 shots. 6 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s because he didn't move. Okay, so is that failing 1? So that's 5 hits. These are now strength 10, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. AP minus 3, right? AP minus 3, so 2, 6 up. Oh, no, 1 second. Yeah, no, it's AP minus 5, so no saves there. 2d6 damage. Oh, yeah, he is totally dead. And now his destroyers are going to attack into, are going to shoot into my Razorback over here. So he's got 2 guys that are in range there and the heavy that's in range. So the red is going to be the heavy. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s.
All right, buddy, that's it for you. Daddy's turn. And wait,
All right, all hits except for 1. These are now strength 6 and 9, so looking for 3s on everything.
2 more points.
Strength 6, you said? Oh no, strength 6. I'm sorry. 5s and 3s.
Okay, we're still on turn 2.
Okay, got the 1 from the heavy. AP minus 4, right? So that just goes straight through. D3 or 6? D3 damage? D6 damage. So 2 damage. All right, and that is it for the shooting for the Necrons, and that is the end of the Necron turn here on turn 4, and that is the end of this battle. A brutal, brutal victory for the Necrons, fighting back and pushing off the Xenos killers, the Xenos Hunters, and the Blood Angels in a brutal, brutal fashion. That was a crazy good game. That was a ton of fun. Just murdering each other back and forth was super awesome. I had a really good first turn. He had a really good first turn. Everyone had good first turns. Everyone had good turns, like straight up until the end there. And it was just he just managed to outlast me. He had some really awesome rolls for Reanimation Protocol, getting back enough guys that he could keep being at effective strength with all of his units. And I mean, that's what Necrons do. They just keep getting back up. They're like the Weeble Wobbles of the 41st millennium. You know, you can knock them down, but they get back up. Yeah, an awesome game, a brutal game. My Deathwatch did a lot better against these Xenos than they've been doing against the Imperium. Maybe that's just what it is. They needed to be fighting against their favorite enemies. So, anyway, I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Matt, and until next time, have fun.